Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about the fourth supplementary reader of 11th standard with the photographer. We should not read it as a photographer, it is a photographer with the photographer. Fourth supplementary reader of 11th standard with the photographer. Okay, this is very interesting supplementary, humorous, and it is written by Stephen Leacock. Okay, before going to the story, let us have author introduction. Stephen B.H. Butler Leacock, FRSC, he was born in 1869 and he passed away in 1944. He was a Canadian teacher, political scientist, writer, humorist. He was educated at the Upper Canada College in the Toronto and the University of Toronto, from which he was graduated in 1891. He received a fellowship in the political economy and took his PhD in 1903. Between the year of 1915 and the 1925, he was the best known English speaking humorist in the world. So, at that year itself, he got a PhD and he was best known for his English speaking humorist. He was known for his light humors along the criticism of the people's follies. So, he had a humor sense of criticizing the people's follies, jokes, foolishness. Sunshine sketch of the little town, Arcadian adventurous with the idle rich, economic prosperity in the British Empire, the dawn of the Canadian history, the moonbeam from the large Lucacy, the unsolved riddle of the social justice, my discovery of England, wit and the dry humor are the some of his brilliant writing. So, he had written so many brilliant humorous stories. He was famous for humor. Let us see. Here is a story with a photographer where narrator visits the studio to have a photograph. Here photograph, we can say photograph, but photographer, we should not say photographer. Okay. His experience with a professional photographer turned out to be the unforgettable one. So, this is that he have an experience with a photographer that become an unforgettable life in his life. That is the experience he gone through. Let us see what is the experience that was unforgettable for him. I want my photograph taken, I said. The photographer looked at me without enthusiasm. He was a drooping man with a grey suit, with the dim eye of the natural scientist, but there is no need to describe him. Everybody know what a photographer is like. Okay. So, he went and he said that he want to take a photograph, and the photographer look at me without he is a speaker, the author himself is a speaker here. So, without any enthusiasm, just the photographer look at him, and how the photographer is a drooping man. Drooping man means coon that is drooping, hump on the back, that is a drooping man, and a drooping man in a grey suit. He is wearing grey color suit with the dim eye of naturally scientist. His eyes are very dim. By seeing, he have a appearance of the scientist, but there is no need to describe more about him. All they know how the photographer will be. Sit here, he sits and wait. He is asked Arthur to sit and wait. I waited an hour. I read the Lady Companion for 1912, the Lady Magazine for 1902, the Infant Journal for 1888. I began to read that I had done the unwarrantable things, that is means which is not good thing, in breaking in the privacy of the man scientist pursuits with a face like mine. He is thinking that it is no need to come here and disturb the man because he is என்ன மாதிரி ஒரு மூஞ்சி வச்சிட்டு இந்த டைம்ல வந்து நம்ம இத டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிக்க வேண்டாம். He is thinking that the face like him, the face which he possess, with this face he don't want to disturb the man because he is doing something research, I think so. So he think it is not right time to come and meet him. After an hour, a photographer opened the inner door. So he came out. Come in, he said severely. He went into the studio. Sit down, said the photographer. I sat in the beam of the sunlight filtered through the sheet of the factory of cotton hang again the froze sunlight, skylight. So here again after 1 hour the photographer came. He asked him to enter into the room. The author also went inside. He sat there, sat down the beam of sunlight means the ray, the fall of the sun ray. He sat there, and that is the sun ray was filtered by means it was hid by some cotton sheets that is hanging on the head. So the photographer rolled the machine into the middle of the room and crawled it into it from behind. So now he had rolled the machine is pushing the machine towards him, and is crawled into it from behind. So from the back he went inside the machine. Now we have a camera. In olden days there is a very big machine will be there. They will wear the cloth on it, and they will get inside the machine, and they will take the photograph. In old cinemas and all we can see this, movies and all we can see this machine. He is only in a second, just a time. Sorry, the photo. He was only in a second, just time enough for one look at me, and then he was out again, tearing at the cotton sheet and the window panes with the hook stick, apparently frantic like from the light and the air. So he crawled into the machine. Then immediately within a second he came out, and another what he is looking he is looking the face of the author. Then with the hooked stick means the stick which we use for walking. There is a bend in the tip of the edge of the stick for the holding. Then there is a long stick which will help for walking. Okay, so with that stick what he did, he removed the cotton sheets and the window panel. He was remove that, and apparently frantic from the air and the light. So he is making the air and the light to flow in. Then he crawled back into the machine again, drawn a little black cloth over himself. This time he was very quiet in it. I knew that he was praying. I kept still. So again, after doing all this adjustment, once again he went inside the machine, and he went inside the black cloth, and he was quite there. He was not spoken even a single word. The author himself thought that he is praying. So author was very silent in the meantime. When the photographer came out at last, he looked at very grave and shook his head. That face was quite wrong, he said. I know, I answered quietly. I have always known it, he cited. So now the photographer who came out, and he said, your face is quite wrong, your face is not good. So now Arthur replied that I know, he answered quietly. I always known it. He always know that his face is not good. He cited, I think, he said, the face would be better 3/4 full. So now the author said, your face is too big. If it is small, then it will be okay. That is a 3/4 full means not the 4. It is in that sense he is telling. I am sure it could, I said enthusiastically, for I was glad to find that the man had such a human side to him. So I am sure it would, I said enthusiastically, for I was glad to find that the man had such human side to him. So you would hear, in fact, I continue, how many faces one see that apparently hard, narrow, limited, but the minute you get them 3/4 fully, they get wide, large, almost boundless in. So now the author himself says that he agrees that his face is not good. If it is small, some say you are seeing so many faces like it is 3/4 or big, small, narrow, limited, hard, all types of different types of faces he are telling. Boundlessly means limitlessly. He is seeing the photographer used to see so many faces. But the photographer had ceased to listen. Ceased means he stopped to listen. He came over and took my head in my hands and twisted it sideways. I thought he meant to kiss me. I closed my eyes, but I was wrong. Now the photographer came out, and he is twisting his head here and there. He think that he is going to kiss him, but he was not kissed. Just he was twisting his head here and there. At the meantime, Arthur closed his eyes. He twisted my face as far as I could do. I could go and then just stood looking in it. So simply he is twisting here and there and just he is twisting his face here and there. I sighed again. I don't like the head, he said. Then he went back to the machine and looked another look. Opened the eye a little, he said. I start to do so. Close it, he added quickly. Then he looked again. So now by rotating his head here and there, then immediately he went back to the machine and he is telling he don't like the head. First he said your face is very big. If it is 3/4 then it will be okay. Now he is telling that your head is not good. Then he asked him to open his mouth. The Arthur opened immediately. Quickly he said no, close it. So this is a thing you may experience while taking the photograph. They will tell us to keep our neck straight. Don't overhead, stand in this position, make your face properly, smile or not wide smile, light smile. The photographer, they know how to take a photograph. So they will ask us to do different gesture. Likewise, he asked him to open the mouth, then he said no quickly. Then he had closed. The ear was bad, he said. Drop them a little more. So he said the ear is not good, bad. So drop them little more. Kaada konja keela irukku. Thank you. Now the eyes, roll them under the lid. So he is rotate your eye. He is telling roll your eye. But the hands on the knee. He is asking to put the hands on the knee. Please turn the face just little upward. He is asking to turn the face little upward. Yes, that's better. Just expand the lungs. He is asking to expand. That is expanding the lungs. So, and hump the neck. So, making him to rise his neck. Then that's it. I just contrast the waist. Oh, twist. Hip up towards the elbow. So, he is twisting. He is asking him to rotate the elbow. Now, just quite like a face. It's just refill to full. So, he is asking him to quite his face little big. I swung myself round the stool. So he get up. The Arthur rised up from the stool. Stop, I said with emotion, but I think with dignity. He was uncontrollable emotion, but because of the dignity, he said stop. My face is my face. Now the Arthur is replying that my face is my face. His face is his. He is not. It is not yours. It's mine. Telling it's yours, it's mine. I have lived with 40 years. I know my fault. Arthur at the age of 40 he know how his face is. It is not his fault. I know its fault. He know what is the mistake is there on his face. I know it's out of the drawing. I know it is out of the drawing means it's not in a proper shape. That is out of the drawing. I wasn't, it was made for me. I know it wasn't made for me, but it's my face because it is his face. He know the fault even though it is out of drawing. The only face I have. I was conscious to break in my voice, but I went on. I have learned to love it. So now he can understand the voice was rising, but he was cautious and he had stopped the high pitch of the voice. He said, I learned to love it. He started to love his face. And this is my mouth, not yours. These ears are mine, not your machine is too narrow. Here I started to rise from the seat. So he is telling, my face is, I started to love this. This is my face. This is my ear. I started to love this. But your machine is too narrow to capture the picture. So I can't able to do anything. During this conversation, just he is standing and he is rising from his seat. Sneak. The flash had taken. The flash had on and the photo was taken. The photographer had pulled the string and the photo was taken. I would see the machine still rattling from the shock. Shaking. Rattling means shaking from the shock. I think, said a photographer, pursuing her lip in the pleased smile, that I caught the features just a moment of animation. So he said, by smiling, the photographer said that he had captured the photo, the moment of animation. So I said, bittingly, feature? You didn't think I could animate them, I suppose, but let me see the picture. So how it is possible to take the photo in doing animation means we are changing some parts of the face, that is animation. So let him, he is ready to see the photo. But oh, there's nothing to see yet, he said. I have to develop the negative first. Come back on Saturday and I will let you see the proof of it. So he is asking the photographer is asking the man to the other to come on Saturday to see the photo. In the olden days and all, they will take the photograph by using the negative. They will use the negative and they develop the negative into the photograph. Okay. Oh, there's nothing to see. Sorry. On Saturday, I went back. On Saturday, the author went back to see his photo. The photographer beckoned means welcome, beckoned me in, and I thought it seems quieter and graver than before. I think too there was a certain pride in this manner. So he welcomed, the way he welcomed, by seeing that there is a pride in him. He can, I understand that he was proudly welcoming him. He unfolded the proof to the large photograph and we both look at it in silence. So he had unfolded na, he shown the photograph. Is it me? I asked. The author asked whether it is he. Yes, he said quietly. It is you. We went and looking on it. So just they both are looking. The eyes, I said hesitatingly, don't look very much like mine. By seeing the eye, the author said, these eyes are not mine because it's not looking as what he has. Oh no, he answered. I have retouched them. They came out splendid, don't they? He is asking. Here retouched means he did something, correction in the eye. Fine, I said. But surely my eyebrows are not like that. He said, Arthur, once again, the eyebrow is also not like Arthur's eyebrow. No, said the photographer with a momentary glance at my face. The eyebrows are removed. When we have a process now, the Delphi for putting in one new one. You will notice here, and we were applied to it to carry the hair away from the brow. I did like that hair low on the skull. So the photographer said he don't like the hair which is low on the skull. So by using the Delphi, he had removed the hair. Okay. Then there is a correction in eyebrow also. First, the eye is not Arthur's eye. Next, the eyebrow is also not the Arthur's eyebrow. Oh, you don't you? I said. He went on. I don't care for it. I like to get the hair clear back of the superficies and make it out of the new brown line. So he said that using the superficies, I am going to make your hair in the black in color. What about the mouth? I said with the bitterness that was lost on the photographer. It's that mine? Again, he is noticing the mouth, and what about the mouth? I adjust a little, he said. Yours is too low. I found I could not use it. So he also removed the mouth also. First he had removed the eye and the brow, now the mouth. Because the author mouth is very low. So he was adjust. Here though, I said, strikes me as good likingness. They are just like mine. At least the ears are like him. Yes, the photographer thoughtfully, though that's so, but I can fix it all right in the print. We have the process now, sulfide for removing the ear entirely. I will see. Even the photographer had not removed the ear. Even he have a process that he will take the ear out and he will fix it in the right place. Listen, I interrupted. Now the author started to speak. Drawing myself up and animating my features to their full extent and speaking with the withering scorn that should be blast the man at the spot. Listen, I come here for the photograph, the picture, something which could have looked like me. I want something that would depict my faces as heaven gave to me. Humble thought the gift may have been. I wanted something that my friend might be keep after my death to reconcile them to my loss. I seems that it was mistaken. What I wanted is no longer done. Oh, go on, then you can brutal work. Take your negative and whatever it is you called it, dip it in sulfide, bromide or oxide or cowhide, anything. You can remove the eye, correct the mouth, adjust the face, restore the lip and reanimate the necktie and reconstruct the waistcoat, coat it with inches of the glow, shade it, emboss it, gilt it, till even you acknowledge that it is finished. Then when you done all that, keep it yourself and your friend. They may value it. To me, it is best, but a worthless blabbery. I broken into the tears and left. So now he was got angry and he said he had came here to take the photograph only for the remembrance of his friend after he passed away. After he passed away, by seeing the photo, they won't think that they had lost him. அவங்கள பார்த்து எனக்கு இந்த ஃபோட்டோ பார்த்து மனசு ஆறுதல் எடுத்துக்குவாங்க. ஸோ நவ் வாட் ஹீ டிட், ஹீ ஹேட் சேஞ்ச் ஆல் த organs. So now it is not looking like the author. So it is no use of keeping the photograph. So in a very angry mood, he said, take your negative and whatever you want to do, dip it in the sulfide, bromide, oxide or cowhide. Cowhide means simply for the while talking flow, the word flow he had used oxide. Cowhide is not a chemical. Simply whatever thing you can remove, even you can colored it, you can gloss means color, shade color is only. Emboss means elevation. We had அப்படி இருக்கிறத கொஞ்சம் அடர்த்தி அப்படி வெளியே வர மாதிரி 3D effect, that is emboss. You can emboss it or gilt it. You can gilter it with any copper or silver or gold metal. Keep it, finish your work and keep it with you and your friends, keep it with you and your for friends. They will value, but it is not value for the author, he said, and he burst with a tear and he came out. Okay, why this is the thing which this story is explained during the duration of the people when they go to take the photograph, and there is a sense in them while taking the photograph we have to take in a very luxury way. They will dress very nice, wear all the jewels, they do different kinds of hairstyles and they will go there and they will take the photographs. This is a story which is humorous story which is written in that period. Now it is not like that. We can take the photograph as it is we are, and even if you want to take the photograph, they will take 1 or 10 or twice in their life. But now we are taking thousands of photographs, snaps are there. So this is a situation it was described there in the early days. Okay, the experience of the author while taking the photograph. Okay, so please go through the text, read once or twice for your better understanding. You won't miss anything, you just read it. Okay, then only you will understand. So after reading that, summarize the story and you have to write by your own, then you have to send the answers to me. Okay, summarize the story with a photographer. You should not say photograph, it is a photographer. Okay, I hope you understand. Thank you, my dear students.